Hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been a little while, but welcome to the Approach with Caution podcast. We got with us Alex today. How you doing, Alex?
Good, how are you, Adam?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for today's episode.
Same.
We also got Cody here. How's it going, Cody?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. And I'm going to let you introduce today's star guest, since you had the privilege of inviting her on and getting her to do this appearance with us. So
Which
take it away,
we're so
Cody.
grateful for.
Yeah, so I reached out to a friend of mine who I met through a bunch of conventions and has a major role in a lot of the films that we enjoy. She's a director and a cinematographer. Jamie Root is in the house. Jamie.
Woo! Hey guys!
How's it going?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
For sure. So, not a lot of people are familiar with your work. You've been in the business for a long time. So, what made you decide that this was something you wanted to pursue throughout life?
That's a great question. Ever since I was little, I always wanted to. This is such a cliche answer, but ever since I was little, I always wanted to be a filmmaker, a camera person. I was always making commercials and short films. Be 10 years old with my parents' VHS camcorder, taping over Christmas, making my own short films and even horror films. My first one was I was 12, directing a werewolf film. It's just something I always wanted to do. I always loved storytelling, and I always I love being able to make someone feel something. I think that's powerful, in a way that we can all relate to each other too. Feelings and emotions. It's a way that we all kind of it unifies us. So yeah, I always wanted to be a filmmaker. There wasn't ever a plan B. It was always let's make movies. Or let's work on movies. Let's shoot stuff. So
everyone's got to start somewhere,
Exactly.
With you wanting to do this, did you have any inspirations to go through with this? Were you a fan of a certain TV show or movie growing up that you were yeah, I want to make stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say so. So, Jurassic Park is one of my all-time favorite movies, even as a young child. I always loved dinosaurs. I love horror. So that's one of my favorite movies. Again, just evoking that emotion from people, that terror of and suspense. And I think that's something that also draws me to horror in general is the suspense and the anticipation. I think is huge. That's what I love so much about the horror genre.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel horror changes how it was back then. There's so much to the horror genre today. It's not just
subgenres.
Yeah,
totally.
Exactly.
Yeah, horror is definitely one of those genres where you need to adapt, because something that could be in for the first year, say 2025, is going to be out the next year, and you always got to be creative about it. What can we do different?
Yeah,
it's ever evolving.
Yeah. And I feel that's one of the hardest things to do. I'm trying to think of one of the first horror movies I saw. It was called Hollow Man years ago. And I was wow, this is really cool. That kind of got me into the scarier aspect. But growing up, I was Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Scooby-Doo.
My favorite cartoon was Courage the Cowardly Dog. That and Invader Zim, but Courage.
Oh my god, yeah.
So much
loved it.
Stuff in there. And I'm this is as a kid, you're horrified, nightmares and everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's funny though is thinking back on Courage. You know how he would type on the computer and it would just give him this his computer was all knowing. I equate that now to what AI is.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
Because he would just ask anything, and it would be bloop, here's everything.
There it is.
No, and it's just
and that's
I'm that's AI.
Yeah, that's almost the reinventing aspect. It's they didn't know, years from that was what the world was going to be, but
here we are.
Yeah.
I know Adam is a big fan of the Saw franchises.
I loved Saw.
I've only seen bits and pieces. I know, I gotta watch all of them.
Yeah, we gotta have a movie marathon.
Yeah, and just watch all of them.
Just watch all 10 of them.
Well, Adam, did you see the original short film?
I did not.
You have to watch it. I mean, it's very similar to the first feature, obviously, but it is it blew my mind. I mean, and I saw it after I'd seen the first few of them. but definitely go back and watch the short for like
Yeah,
what
that's-
inspired the whole franchise. It's phenomenal. It's done so well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had the writers in that. It was super small budget, but yeah, that's what took off the Saw franchise.
Yep.
I should check it out. But
Definitely.
There was a movie I saw. I forget. I think it was called Escape Room. I don't know if you ever seen that one. It's like this company, I guess, made like an escape room for people, and there's like 6 people that enter, and like each scene is like you have to get out or you die, and it's
cute?
crazy. Like you have to solve the puzzle to get into the next room, or something is there to kill you. It's almost like Saw, but
similar to Saw. It's
Yeah.
that same vibe, but a different take
different.
on it, of course. Yeah.
I definitely think James Wan is probably chiseled on a horror Mount Rushmore directors.
Probably.
Because
Right.
I mean, he's had how many franchises? He's done Insidious, The Conjuring,
Loved Insidious.
Saw,
Mm-hmm.
Loved Insidious.
and now that he's back doing Saw,
yeah,
which I'm like
Hopefully.
super hyped for. Like I'm hoping he just flips it on its head and starts like a whole new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it wasn't like I remember Spiral. That wasn't him, right?
no,
I don't
that was
believe so. I think he
Mm.
was out after the 3rd film because I think he
Yeah.
only does 2 movies. So like I know he did Insidious 1 and 2. He did The Conjuring 1 and 2. And even though like the others are like good movies, you can kind of see where the fall off is,
Of course.
and where those films are missing like those certain shots, those like
Yeah.
James Wan like panning down a hallway, flipping upside down shots.
Yeah.
yeah. He
Right.
just makes bangers and then mic drops and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Goes and
Yeah.
starts
Literally.
something else.
What a
It's
dream.
just like he knows.
Like everyone's
Yeah, he
dream,
jumps to
right?
Yeah, he
Right.
jumps to do like Aquaman, the Fast and Furious movie. Like he's just
Right.
he's so good at his craft. Do you have
Multifaceted,
any-
yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Mhm.
have any specific director that you look at their work and go, I would love to mimic that? Or
Yeah.
get to
I really like David Fincher. So like if you've seen Mindhunter, brilliant. Zodiac, Fight Club, Seven. I love his tone. I think like stylistically, I feel like they all are a little interwoven. Like visually, what they look like, their tone. I just love storytelling, but also the tone, and I try to like emulate that when I do like my shorts.
Yeah.
I just think I just personally, I don't know what it is that draws me to it. I think because it's so dark and contrasty, and like the
Mhm.
subject matter is obviously dark. Mindhunter.
Yeah.
I've also always been fascinated with like serial killer, like the normal like girl typical thing, serial killers, true crime, all of that. So so Seven and like Zodiac and Mindhunter, like right up my alley as well.
Do you take inspiration, from like all these directors and stuff, and kind of implement them into your work and the projects you do, or?
To a degree, certain things I do, like
Yeah.
like I said, like tonally, with like the way I shoot and color certain projects. I definitely took inspiration from Fincher for those.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan
That's
of
cool.
Robert Eggers because I
Yes.
believe The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe is one of the coolest movies I've ever seen. Shot in all black and white.
Yeah.
Didn't you show me that one? Didn't you show me? I think you showed me
I
it.
don't know. I
Yeah.
lose track of all the movies I show these guys.
Yeah.
I'm writing them down to like let them branch out.
I gotta get a notebook of just a list
Yeah.
of everything.
But I think he did Nosferatu, the new
He
one.
did. I haven't seen that yet, but that's on my list.
It is like the most visually, aesthetically pleasing movie.
I've heard.
In the shots and everything.
Yeah, I've heard.
Do you, by chance, obviously you do, but would you like to go into detail of the first project you ever did?
The very first like set I was ever on was like legit set, not like 12-year-old Jamie with a camera. Was in I want to say 2014. It's actually where I met the Fuzz on the Lens guys.
Oh, okay.
I was PAing basically. I had some extended family in LA that called me and said that they had friends that are going to be working in Pennsylvania with a team from New York, and I live in Pennsylvania, and they were like, would you want to go work on this project for free as a PA? And I was like, yeah, like I was so excited. I was so young. I was like, sure. So I was working full time, and we were shooting overnight. So I would work my day job, and then I would go shoot overnights, and then I would go back and work my day job, and then I would go shoot overnights. But that's actually how I met the Fuzz on the Lens guys. And that project actually, that was a horror film. That project never ended up coming out, so I don't really go into detail. It was like
Can we see maybe just a clip of it? Or?
I don't even know if a clip exists. I would show you.
IMDb rating. There's no.
I don't even know if it's on my IMDb or not. I think I ended up with an associate producer credit because I sourced all of their props for them.
Oh wow!
I was like, you guys need gas cans? I got you. You need camcorders? I got you. They lost everything, but it's fine.
Oh wow!
But yeah, but it never came out. So I mean, what's good about that is I now have this lifelong friendship and professional relationship with the Fuzz team, and obviously that has helped me in my career with Stream and Terrifier and the movies thereafter. So it was definitely worth it for me, at least, to bust my tail for free.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. It goes a long way, and I definitely don't think they'll ever forget the commitment you've made.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, by now, after it's been over 10 years, you kind of find the people that work with you, that you get along with. There's a lot of personalities out there, obviously. So
yeah, definitely.
It's you find your team, you get along, you know how each other works, and you run with it.
That's how me and Cody are. We used to work at our local theme park, building props and sets and creating and just painting and all that. And when we work together, we're just so in sync with each other. And oh, that idea works. Oh, we could do blood on this. We just click and build that community and team. It's awesome. Having you on and talk about this is really great because this is what I want to do and create sets and be on a movie set and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
set design and building carpentry is so important.
Yeah,
and so many projects coming up need carpentry work
for sure.
For sure.
So with you moving on from that experience, what was it like when the first movie you worked on did come out? How much did that change or drive you forward? What was the first movie that did come out for you?
I think after that first one, the next movie I worked on was called Abnormal Attraction, with Fuzz on the Lens again. So I helped them out for a few days, and then I also am in the movie briefly. I'm just well, Cody, you saw it, so in the beginning,
I didn't know I saw the IMDb, but I didn't know you were in it. So
yeah,
you're gonna have to rewatch it.
It's they're brief. I mean, I wouldn't really consider myself an actor. I just more am you need a double. You need a.
I'm there for it.
I'll fill the role, but I'm not over here having a mental breakdown on camera. Yeah, at least not on those cameras. No, so Medusa in the beginning, she in the opening credits, she turns, it's a full 180 or 360, excuse me, shot, and when they start, it's Medusa's talking to this guy, and he's a human, and then it pans away and does this whole 360, and when it comes back, it lands back on her, and the dude is now stoned, and she just puts on her glasses and walks away. And I was that's my favorite role.
That movie is so
ridiculous,
underrated, but it is hilarious just because there's one-liners in it,
so many, yeah,
scary movies.
It makes me look at Mike Leavy in a whole new way. It's just
so absurd.
It's hilarious, and it's really quotable. I was saying,
it's so quotable, and it doesn't take itself seriously. It's fun. It's just entertaining and fun. So Abnormal Attraction, that came out, that was fun, going to that premiere and just seeing everything we worked towards on the big screen. It was just fun. It's I always say, I'm doing what I love to do with my best friends. So
exactly,
I really enjoy my life.
Yeah, and I also look at it too as film is an art form too. It's not art's not just painting or sculpt. It's everything, performing. I mean, film, photography, everything. And like you said, seeing everything come together in that final project is rewarding, and that's
Right.
best thing.
It's so collaborative, and just seeing like everybody's roles and like all the value everybody brings to the set, and then you're just like, wow, like guys, we did this.
Yeah. Like me and Cody will walk through Haunt at Dorney Park, and we'll be like, oh, like we built that, we built this, and this, yeah, it's an awesome feeling.
And you take a step back and you like look at the whole whole like site.
You see other people enjoying it.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a process getting there, but then once you finally see the finished product, it's like, man, it's like so incredible.
Yeah. And everything that you had to go through to get to that phase, to that final like step, like just being like, God, if people only knew like what went on for like Terrifier stream and everything, like knew like how challenging every step of the way. Like
so as a cinematographer, and what was, you know, the most challenging thing you had to deal with, and not just like your projects and like film history, you know, is there like some things that like caught your eye making a project that was like, oh, like this was like a moment where it was struggling and we're trying to figure it out? Or
yeah, well, for cinematography, I feel like a lot of it comes down to there's so many like layers. It's like, what's our schedule like? What's our location like? Like, what's our gear that we're working with? Like, there's so many like factors that go into it. But ultimately, I mean, part of the fun, I think, of filmmaking, especially with cinematography, is like troubleshooting problems and having to be creative to solve problems that will always arise on every film set of every magnitude and every budget. Like, it's built in. Like, what's going to happen today? Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
But again, that's why it's so important to have such a great team by your side, because then it's, instead of, you know, like this drama of like, oh no, it's like, okay, like I think like caveman brain, like problem solution, like this is a problem, how do we fix it? Like so I think I don't even know if I answered your question, to be quite frank. I'm so sorry.
We're just going on.
I can't think of a specific, I mean, there's always so many things. Okay, so for example, doing camera work on horror movies that involve a lot of blood, something that we always deal with, is containing the blood. Getting blood on the lens. I always joke with the Fuzz guys, like the horror movies, they should rebrand as blood on the lens instead of lens. Yeah, like containing the blood. Does it get on the lens? We have to protect the cameras. Now we have to make like a Dexter style room where everything's covered in plastic. Like, I don't know if you saw any of the behind the scenes shots from our short film Leprechaun Revenge that we did last May.
Yeah.
That there's some behind the scenes where we literally had to build like a kill room where it's just plastic hanging everywhere, so we didn't get blood all over. Again,
that's incredible.
Location issue. We don't want to get blood everywhere. We don't want to get blood on the dual cameras that we're shooting simultaneously, or the tripods, or the lights, or whatever. Like it's.
We watched that the Leprechaun one. That one's so good.
Thank you so much for watching it. I liked it.
And that's another
sure.
like example of how not always just building the set is important. It's also like building the stuff to maintain the safety of the people and the equipment you're using.
Right.
So, like, anybody can build like the set, but if you go down there and there's just nothing protecting the stuff, you run the risk of losing thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, and that's actually something that I think that's added to, like my experience as an assistant director, is like I'm so now familiar with like everything that anything that could delay us as far as like effects. Like effects take the longest of every day.
Oh wow.
Because not only is it's not just like, all right, let's do the effect, got it. It's let's plastic everything. Let's cover the floors. Let's get ready to have to reset. So let's have paper towels on standby, mops on standby, like water on standby, everything that we need on standby to reset this big blood effect and make it look like it never happened. So like now I feel like I'm like a pro in like what to anticipate, because I know how to like figure out like, all right, let's set up the plastic, let's
Yep.
have all this on deck, get ready to go, because you're gonna have to do this effect multiple times. The effect's probably not gonna work the first time. It never usually does. Timing is usually a big part of it, obviously. Like if you're gonna like shoot somebody, theoretically, obviously, like the gun and the blood explosion has to happen at like a certain time, and it's just like there's a lot that goes into it.
For sure.
Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
Talking about the cleanup, Cody, you just took a little trip up north, and you got to see a little bit of film history up there at a hotel. You want to go into that a little bit?
For stream?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, so I went down to get the great Jeff Combs added to my stream poster.
Yes.
I think now has like around 28 autos on, including Jamie. She's like front and center.
Heck yeah. I love that.
But as we were there, I'm like, I'm pretty sure they filmed like filmed down here. So I was texting Jason and I'm like, hey, do you remember like the address or the name of the hotel you guys are at? And he sent it to me. So we were like, oh, it's like 15 minutes from the hotel where the convention was at. So we left there. Kirsten and I drove down, and I was like, okay. I was like, I see it. And then we walked into the doors, and I was like, oh my god, it's the lobby. I was like, it is like the lobby. And then like we looked straight ahead, and I'm like, it's the pool room. I was like, this is like insane. We're living history. And then we go down the hallway and make a right. And I was like, I found the arcade.
Yep.
From like one of the coolest scenes in like horror.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I'm like, they didn't even like change the carpet out. I was like, Dave Sheridan's blood is still all over the floor.
Wait, don't tell me that. We spent like 3 days trying to clean up that blood.
Oh my god.
It's like they didn't change the carpet in the hallways.
Nothing.
They changed the lobby, and I walk in and I'm just like, that's where the Finbar game was.
Yep.
I mean, the good news is you're a horror fan. You knew what it was from. Imagine being
I'm
somebody
in
just
like,
walking in there.
Don't worry.
I'm like, what is that?
You guys know the story about the woman because the hotel was actually active for the most part. Obviously, it was during COVID, so not as busy as it probably gets, but it was active, and there was a woman that had no idea that a horror movie was being shown or being filmed. And she, we were filming a scene with David and Liana. Oh, I think it was just David, actually. I think it's just player 2. And he's walking down through the hallway, all David-like, and she's looking through her peephole and seeing this masked guy. She took a video of it and she sent it to me. And seeing this masked, like, killer, like, walking down the hallway all, like, quickly and, like, creepily. And she opened her door and she was like, what is happening? Like, she was like, you're lucky.
Did I just see what I saw?
Yeah, and so we were like, oh, we're filming a horror movie. Did, like, nobody, the front desk didn't tell you? She's like, no one told me. She's like, you're lucky I didn't have my gun on me, because she had a license to carry, and she was like normally carries, and she was like I was like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
It's just a horror movie, like, I was like, watch the monitor with us, like, trying to make friends with her.
Yeah. Do you want to be in it?
Yeah, that's the trope of horror. Like, people do dumb stuff, and it's not even in the movie. The first thing this woman thinks to do is, let me go open the door and see what's going on out there. Like, that is so horror-esque.
It is, yeah. Right? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, that's like in a horror movie. Like, the person that like goes first and is like, hello? Like, that trope, like.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
That was actually another example that I was going to use about like the depth perception and the camera work, because that arcade is like small. Like I was like, there's like no room in here, and then like we watch it on the movie, and it looks like a decent sized room. So how long was that process of making sure the shots were correct and taking a room that was that big to make it look bigger?
It was a long process because we had a limited crew. I mean, we were shooting during COVID, and it's not like we had like a 40-person crew. There was probably like 13 of us. Like,
oh wow.
Not a lot of us. So we're all like, Marcus was our like art director, and we just kind of did the best we had with what we have. So we shot a lot of the arcade stuff with 2 cameras. because there's kills, and a lot of our stunts and kills and effects are dual cameras. So we shot a lot of them with 2 cameras and just tried to move things around the best that we could to get like the best shot. I mean, I think we were using more of like wider lenses for that. Like we had a whole set, but I think like primarily we're like wider lenses because we wanted that like wide but close up look for that.
Yeah.
For the first one. So I feel like we were able to make the spaces feel bigger than they were.
Yeah. Huh. That's super cool.
It's the movie magic.
Yeah. Movie magic, yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of that within that film, man.
It's a lot of something, I don't know.
But it's such a good concept. I like it.
I do love the concept. I do love the concept. And then, we're in pre-production now for Stream 2. And there's going to be a lot more of the dark web side of things.
Okay.
Sort of.
Gotcha.
Like, obviously, there's going to be the players, and but there's definitely like more of
the audience part.
What goes on behind the scenes and how things are run too. So that's probably all I'll say about that. Other than Stream 2 is going to be bigger, badder, bloodier than the first one. And
looking forward to it.
We're really excited about that.
I'm super hyped for that. And it's like,
if you haven't seen the first Stream, go check it out. It's an awesome horror movie too.
Yeah.
And Thank you so much.
My favorite, I don't know if it's really like a scene in that movie, but it's the dialogue between Charles and Jeff at the end when he finally like sees him and he's talking about like why they play the game and he's going through like the history of like killing and stuff like that. I was like, I don't think anybody better than Jeff Combs could have did that.
Right, talking about like how gladiators like did it, which like if you think about it, in all reality, like humans have always had this like morbid curiosity. Like, I mean, look at like public executions. I mean, they had crowds, and then of course, like you have like the Colosseum, like back the gladiator days. Like it's a real thing, and then we're just sort of exploiting that with like this like secretive, the whole dark web thing, which totally exists, and I'm sure that people are watching other people actually be executed on the dark web. I mean.
Exactly.
Talk to Cody about that. Like, I like the real scary stuff, like things that you could say, "Oh my God, this is a very real possibility." Like,
the
ending
like the
of the
Purge
Hostel,
series,
where they're like, "Oh, we're bidding on people," and then the movie Unfriended, where people get cyber stalked and harassed online. Like something like that gets you like real world scared. And it puts you in that movie, and it's like, oh man, like what happens if somebody did bid on me? I gotta outthink these killers who are trying to, win money for themselves. So like, there's an investment on their end. So
and it's cool that it's also like that aspect of like you got the slasher, and you have that like that mind like psychological horror. Like, wow, this is actually happening. Like, which is really cool. You have both elements.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think like things that could actually happen in real life are probably like the scariest type of.
And that's why there's a movie coming out. It's called Obsession.
I cannot wait for it. I am so excited for it.
I was like, at first I'm like, okay, like the Wish concept and everything like that. But then when I saw the full thing, and I'm like,
the crazy girlfriend. I mean, come on.
Like, there's like boyfriends and husbands. Like, it's a real thing. These people. So it's like. That's like terrifying to me. Like Adam said, falling back on the whole real world situations, and Alex said the Purge. I mean, that's one of the more realistic things that could happen in a minute, and it's terrifying to think.
Such a good concept too.
Oh yeah,
good concept, especially with the way like the world is today, where it's like we have no idea what direction it's gonna go in. Like there could be, an administration that's like, for 24 hours or 12 hours or whatever.
We're just gonna wipe out people.
Everything's legal. Do what you want. Like, get at it, kids. You got it. Like, what?
And I feel like more and more, and I kind of give credit to Terrifier, because there's a lot more of lower budget films that are showing their work. There's a lot more directors that are coming out of the woodwork to be like, all right, well, these guys got super successful over it. Who's to say that regardless if people don't like my stuff, I'm going to still put it out there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of shot in the dark. So I think Terrifier franchise alone is responsible for a lot of these films, like people putting their stuff out, and a lot of like
For
short
sure.
films, like you know, Backrooms getting a full length.
Yep.
Portrait of God is getting a full length, which I think is the scariest short, like nightmare-inducing short film I've ever seen. That
I'm not familiar, but I'm gonna.
I'll send you the link after. There's no blood, no nothing, but it's a 7-minute short film.
Is it the one with the redhead girl in the?
No.
Oh.
There's another one called Mama Agnes that's like 3 minutes long that Alex was terrified for.
Oh my gosh! Yes. Like, oh my.
And
terrifying, and it's simple.
I feel like there's a lot of films.
I'm writing these down.
Yeah, no. There's for me, it's just crazy how there's so many short films that are under 15 minutes that
are better.
Are so high.
Oh, like I feel like people used to always like take digs at short films and be like, oh, they don't make money, they're pointless. But like I've always done shorts. I've sold my first short in 2013. Like they can get you. Look at Saw. I mean, Saw is a perfect example. Then you have Lights Out. You guys remember Lights Out?
Yeah. Yep.
Backrooms. Like they, if anything, they're useful. If you're not spending like $1 million on them, obviously, but they're useful because they're always a learning experience. Like as a director, as an actor, as a cinematographer, as a gaffer, whatever, audio person, who cares? Like you are learning, you are cultivating your craft. So I think short films are extremely important. And I always tell people, like when they're like, oh, what advice would you give? I'm like, create. Use what you have and create. You have a phone, you have a camera. Like you need $100,000 of equipment to tell a story. Like, is it nice to have that? Sure, of course. But like you can still actually tell a story with a phone, like a light, you know, a ring light of a phone, a story, and like just run it. Like
for sure. It's almost like that movie we just saw, Cody. Hunting Matthew Nicholas.
I just added that to my letterbox.
Phenomenal.
Best.
So good.
They self-distributed that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like I just added it today to my watch list.
Definitely go watch it. And
so good. Oh my god.
We went to Emmaus Theater and where we go for like everything. Like I saw Stream there, Terrifier 2 and 3. It's such a small, like maybe 100 cap room theater.
Yep. I'm very familiar.
Had a showing of a movie called Dream Eater.
Okay.
Yes.
That was made by a wife and a husband, and that was it. It's about
took off.
Writing it down.
Yeah, they just got bought by. They didn't get bought, but Eli Roth heavily promoted it. So I'm hoping they just released like a steelbook, a 4K Ultra. They have vinyls from the soundtrack.
Oh, dude, that's great. I love that. Well, touching back to what you were saying about like independent horror films, independent directors, and just independent people coming out and making more films. I think that's so important because I think our audience, like our horror audience, is hungry for new and like creative ideas. And I think that's part of why Terrifier did so well. Because studios, like, they're great, but you watch a studio movie or a remake of, you know, insert whatever title here, and it's like, okay, cool, like, I'm gonna go see it because I want to see what they did differently, but then it's just like,
you kind of know, like,
and like, they all kind of have this, like, cookie cutter, like, algorithm that they use, I guess, that they're all, like, the same to a degree. I know, like, not to talk down, like, about,
absolutely,
you know, studios and studio directors and everything, but I just feel like you have 8 billion plus people on this earth with 8 billion different experiences and thoughts and feelings and stories to tell and different perspectives. So, like, why are we having the same, like, 4% movies be, you know, made Hollywood when you can have all these other people contribute with a different perspective? And that's why I think, like, the indie films are making such a comeback right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think a lot of it stems from the money these companies pull, too. Like, the Conjuring...
It's all business.
Like, personal thing. Conjuring 1 and 2, perfection. Like, I would argue...
100% agree.
Conjuring is probably the scariest movie. One of the scariest of the last, like, 20 years, I would think, that I've seen, personally.
Mhm.
but then you get to like 3, and it's like, all right,
what are they going to take it next?
It starts to lose it.
And I think companies look at it as like, these are perfect boyfriend girlfriend go on a date movie, and because it's part of The Conjuring, it's gonna.
It has the name. It has the
we'll
name.
make money off of it. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And
Regardless,
films like Paranormal Activity, when that came out in like 2009,
Mhm.
that was like gut wrenching. That was like,
I think that was like one of the scariest at the time.
Yeah.
Right, and it was so simple because people didn't know if it was real. People didn't know, what this was about at all. And then you saw it in theaters, and it sold so much. And that was just made, I think, with like 3 people also.
Yeah, it was really small budget. I don't know the exact numbers, but I remember the budget was like very small.
And like, sadly, we have to watch what movies, because our friend Adam here is a bit of a baby.
Yeah,
I got a bad ticker. My heart will explode. I can't do
We're trying
that.
to just ease him in to like come to our Halloween haunt. Like,
I
we're
know.
trying to like
Watch us act and-
You don't like horror movies, Adam?
Oh, I love horror movies. I'm not a big fan of the jump scare. That's why I like the Saw, Hostel, stuff that doesn't.
Saw does jump scares though. They
couple,
do. The flash to the crime scene where there's just like guts hanging out everywhere.
A couple, but like I don't want a ghost popping out of a closet. Like I just that does nothing. Like
the more you watch them, the more you'll be able to usually anticipate them.
Oh, I can anticipate
will
them.
say,
I just got nothing for them.
You're like, I can anticipate, but I'm just gonna keep my eyes.
Pretty much. The
Conjuring 2, I think. Don't quote me on it. I think it's the second one.
Oh, the chair scene
with the remote.
Yeah.
And the old.
Oh yeah.
Our friend Adam here would probably.
Yeah.
That was such a great like backwards jump scare, because you're anticipating the remote, like something's over there. There's like a depression in the chair. You're assuming he's sitting in the chair. It's like slow zoom to the chair, back to the girl's face, back to the chair, and like you're waiting for something to happen with the chair, and then back to the girl's reaction, and he's like right there. They did that so well. Like,
and then the remote just drops onto the couch.
Yes. They do that so well.
Stuff like that I would enjoy. I like the stuff, the jump scares that seem to be written in from a crazy standpoint, like Sinister. What was that? Sinister 2 with the lawnmower?
Sinister 1 had the lawnmower. Sinister 2 had the alligator pit.
Okay, so it was the first one.
Yes.
And you're just watching them mow the grass, and then boom, face. It's like, wow, like just shocking.
That was
I want to see that.
Well done. They should never have made a second one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think.
But that's the thing, is if the first one makes money, they're like, well, we got to
do next.
Do it again. Yeah.
And I feel that way about Dead Silence, James Wan's film after Saw.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the more frightening horror movies regarding like dolls. Like before Annabelle, before all that stuff, because ventriloquist dolls are just terrifying.
They are. Ever since Goosebumps. Remember Goosebumps?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Was his name Slappy? I forget.
It was something along those lines, but I feel like that's the only reason the movie didn't do as well, is because it came out right after Saw. So it's like everybody.
So everyone's hooked on that, yeah.
And when it wasn't like done to the level that Saw was, it wasn't as groundbreaking. It just didn't do as well. But I met Mary Shaw, Judith Roberts last year.
I actually didn't end up seeing the movie.
But you've never seen Dead Silence?
Really?
No.
That's a good one, yeah.
Should I add it to my
Definitely.
I'll write it down. I'll write it down with my list.
Yeah, you lock yourself in your room, put it on a TV, and turn off the lights, and just.
Oh yeah.
That's what we do. Me and Ronan, we sit on the couch. We turn off all the lights.
It's hard to compete with Cody as far as horror movies. He's seen to everybody else. There was this photo on Facebook, and I tagged him in it, and there must have been 20,000 horror movies on a DVD rack, like a Blockbuster type thing.
He's like,
check. He's like, it said, how many movies have you seen? I said, Cody's seen this whole rack plus another 30,000.
For real.
He's seen so many. His love for the horror genre is unmatched.
That's really impressive. That's probably why you and Marcus probably get along so well.
He was my longest interview at HorrorCon. I think
you guys
for like 13 minutes. We were just going back and forth.
He literally he'll be like, oh yeah, this movie at this time, and he knows the directors and the actors. I don't know names usually. I do to a degree, but I'm like, dude, I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like,
me and him really clicked when him and Jason, they came through Haunt last year. We gave them like a touring out of passes and stuff like that, and they were like really impressed with everything. So he's like asking me stuff, and I'm like, it was kind of like surreal for me because I'm like, you know, like the films you guys have like done and what it's like. I'm nobody. Like me and Alex, we're nobodies in this.
Yeah,
but
we're nobodies. Like why? Like, dude, like no, it's you can't think like that.
yeah, it's just cool finding people with like the same passion for all this stuff because like you said with like the indie films, if everybody like would come together and use all different creative ways, who knows what could be made next?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
So other than also jumping with the indie stuff, I believe there's a movie that I just saw is getting the trailer released soon called Sundown.
Yeah. So that's Marcus Slabine directed that, and it's a found footage movie. Damien Maffei, if you're familiar with like The Strangers,
okay, yeah,
movie, and a couple other people, and we shot that. I was there for pickups. We did like a few days of pickups, so I went up and did some camera work for them, with some of the Fuzz team, and like our typical, like we kind of like use like the same people over and over. So Fuzz team, Marcus, myself, we went up there and shot like pickups. Obviously, they like Marcus and a different team shot beforehand too, and found footage. And the editor, Billy, shout out to Billy. He is fantastic. Oh my god, he did such a great job. So we're really excited for that to come out. And it's funny because found footage usually, like, I have a hard time connecting to found footage. Like, you know how some genres, like, you're just like, I can't get into it. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't feel connected to the characters because it's always like them like filming, and you're like, why are you filming? Like, it just, to me, I'm like, I can't suspend disbelief. Anyways, but Sundown is cool because it's about Damien's character is a filmmaker, and he goes to like explore this house with his like filmmaker friends, basically, that has been having some like entity issues, basically. And there's some good jump scares. There's some good. I can't really. I don't want to. I may have already said too much. I don't know. I'll find out later this week. But it's really it's definitely an interesting one, and I'm really excited for it to come out. And yes, the trailer is supposed to drop this week. Today's Tuesday. I don't know what day this will come out for the public, but it should be out hopefully before the end of the week. We'll see the Sundown trailer.
Sweet.
So that was cool. Just being able to do some camera op stuff on that, and then some like assistant camera, like pulling focus and everything.
Yeah.
So
I have a love relationship with found footage because like I wasn't old enough during the Blair Witch era, like 1999. I was only 3 years old. So,
oh my god, you're so young.
I wasn't a part of it, but like as I got older, and I think I saw it when I was like 13 for the first time, maybe, I was like, this is like bad. I was like, I don't like this.
I had the same reaction to Blair Witch, but then like Paranormal Activity, I was like, okay, that's scary.
The VHS franchises.
Oh yeah,
those are good. Oh yeah,
I was told to watch them. I haven't seen them yet. They're on my watch list. No, don't judge me. It's on my watch list. I know everyone, because when I say about like how I feel about found footage, everyone's like, you have to watch a VHS, and I'm like, I know, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Hunter Kevin Nichols is.
Yeah, I was just gonna say yeah.
It has a cool crime mystery aspect into it, so it like kind of like Shelby Oaks. I don't know if you've seen Shelby Oaks.
I haven't seen it. I'm familiar with it though.
That's another one where it's like more drama like crime style, where you're trying to figure out a mystery as to what's going on, but then there's spurts of found footage. So it kind of like blends it, which I can.
So it blends like narrative and found footage together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, when people say Blair Witch was the scariest film of the generation, and the ending scene is the guy standing in the corner, I'm like, what is this? Then
we are the same person. I had the same reaction. I was like, hello?
Then when you really look into it, how the flyers of the missing people reach different states, how their names were out. They used their actual names. It's like, for what it did for that genre at the time, it was revolutionary.
So like they're more so marketing geniuses than they were for like filmmaking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I give it credit there, but just all around the movie in general, I can't do.
That's like Hell House LLC.
Mm-hmm.
Joe up there, the found footage
Joe.
kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Joe was awesome. Did the Scaricon interview with us.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the
yeah,
Buzz
Joe
on the
Mandelli.
lens.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, they were incredible. You can check out the Scaricon episode too. We got more content for that. But yeah, like going back into with Cody and Marcus, the fans of the horror genre, I often compare them to Philadelphia fans or like ECW fans of movies. They're the most passionate, most loyal.
The best fans, man.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Little cheap plug. The best and the most opinionated fans. So have you ever seen backlash towards a movie or somebody saying, "Oh, this should have did this," coming from a place of love? But it kind of gets misconstrued to like an anger thing more than a love of the movie.
Well, I mean, anytime you make a movie and you put it out there, like, you will never make everybody happy. Never. Like, you could, like, even, there are people out there that are like, Sinner? I hated Sinners. Like, and Sinners is, like, winning all these awards. Like, you're never gonna make everybody happy. And once you put a movie out, it's, like, not yours anymore. It's the audience's. So, I think it's actually great. I think it's great to have such diverse opinions on it because, again, you have different perspectives now. So it's like, this, I feel like they could have gone in this direction because of this, or I love that they did this. I think it's great to get all that feedback. And actually, with Stream, we had it a whole spectrum. Like, we had people that were like, loved it, it was great, the kills were great, it was fun, and then we had people that didn't like it. And that's okay. What we did was we asked people, what didn't you like about it? And like, as horror fans, what did you not like? They tell us, and then now we take that feedback and we incorporate that into the second. How can we change this or make this better for the second one? So, like, how else do you grow as a filmmaker, as an individual in any aspect of life without criticism? I mean, you know, there's bullying, right? Which, like, is like, all right, that's, come on now. But then there's people that are like, I didn't like it because I didn't like this or that or the writing or the whatever or whatever you like about a movie. And then you take that and you make things better. You do it better next time. You grow. So I'm not sure if I answered your question, but ultimately I think negative feedback is just as important as positive feedback, as a creative, as a filmmaker. And then also, I feel like all press is good press. Talk about my movie. Like, you hate it? Great. Talk about it. You like it? Great. Talk about it. Talk about it. I don't care. I just want to know. So, yeah, I think negative feedback is just as important as positive feedback.
And it's important what you touched on there. You heard the reviews and you said, all right, what can we do to change it a little bit so it gets a broader spectrum? Cody and I are fans of wrestling, and sometimes it feels like they hear you and they say, nah, like, we're going to keep doing what we want. It's important to hear your fans and say, okay, this could use a little tweak and improve on it, and you get a bigger following from it. So that's important to listen to the fans like that.
I agree. And I also would say that it's important to stay true to yourself and your vision as well. Because, I mean, there's so many people, like, even that have, like, posted, like, oh, Terrifier should have done this and should have done that. And it's like, you can do the best you can to make things better. I know I'm, like, kind of, like, countering what I just said, but it's, like, all with, like, it's so nuanced. But also stay true to your vision and what you, like, where your heart's at and what you want. Like, you gotta make the fans happy, but you also have to stay true to yourself too. I think that's important.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's important. Kind of how we were too. We enjoyed doing this, and we started this saying, if we get one person to watch, great. If we get 100 people to watch, great. But we're going to do it for us. Tell good stories, have a good time, and hopefully it catches on. And I think it has. We've seen some good success with it.
Yeah.
So,
great. Yeah. It's important.
Either of you guys have any more questions before we hop off?
I think I'm pretty good. Alex, do you have any more questions?
Um, going back through your like all the movies you've done, is there one movie that stands out to you that you were like, I love this movie. This is like my favorite. That I had this moment happen. Where, any cool
There is,
experiences or
there is, but it's not a horror film. Can I still talk about it?
go for it. Yeah,
It's all about you.
yeah.
Last summer we shot a comedy movie. It's called Below Average. It's with the Seashelves guys. They worked on Stream with us. They worked on Terrifier with us. They worked on Screamboat with us. They were like tied together, just like the Fuzz guys. They work on all of our stuff. We work on all of their stuff. Super talented guys. They wrote a movie called Below Average, and we shot it last summer, and it was so different working on a comedy than it is working on a horror film, because it's just so different tonally, and even like the lighting. Like I was pulling focus on that film, and like it's easier to see. The lights are brighter. It's not pitch black. It's like it's just, and then it's so like we had so much fun on set that again I'm like laughing so hard that I'm crying. I'm like trying to pull focus through my tears because I'm laughing so hard. Like that is again like you're doing what you love with your best friends. So
yeah.
I just remember like reflecting back and being like, wow, that was such a great time. And I tell them, I'm like, this is the most fun I've ever had on a film set. So
that's awesome.
Shout out to Below Average. If you liked Abnormal Attraction, like that, like fun, silly, Below Average is all of that and then some. So that it's not out yet. Obviously, it's in post production right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm so excited. Will be elated when it comes out because it is going to be such a fun movie.
That's awesome.
You said the other movie too. I can't believe I forgot. Screamboat.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It is funny. It is funny. I love
that Disney's opened it up because you had like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. You had Peter Pan's Neverland or The Nightmare in Neverland.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I did. I did see that one.
Horrific movie in itself.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Screamboat comes out. And I think why I love Screamboat the best is because it's so ridiculous, but it makes sense. Like he's a mouse. He's supposed to be small. When I see like the Winnie the Pooh movies, I'm not expecting Winnie to be like 6'4", like enormous. I'm picturing a little bear. But how was the filming for Screamboat? Because I do believe they said that it did take place on one of the ferry boats.
Yeah, Screamboat. Yeah, they shot it on like we shot it on a non-commissioned, I think that's the right word, like a not in use ferry boat. So it was docked the whole time.
Yeah.
And we had to make it look like it wasn't docked. Some of it we actually shot on like the actual Staten Island ferry. Some of the sunrise shots, or maybe it was supposed to be sunset. I forget. We were shooting all-nighters, but with the New York skyline in the background, that was actually on like the actual Staten Island ferry. But yeah, Screamboat was fun. That one was actually cool because I got to second unit direct. So like we had to the schedule was a little tight, and so I came on as like a assistant camera, and we had to split into units because of how tight the schedule was. So we had like our main unit, and then I ended up with a small team directing some of the second unit stuff. So I was like second unit like DP and second unit just director. So that was kind of cool to be like, all right, I'm directing these scenes now. Like I had like my camera guy and my lighting guy, and like they're my friends like from Terrifier and Stream and everything. So we again a lot of fun.
Yeah. So going back to go ahead, Cody. Oh, but I was just gonna say, going back to like the short timing when Andrew Kern was here, he talked a little bit about going into the making of the movie poster for that. And he's like, all right, so when it came to him, it was super vague what was going on. And then describing a little bit. He's like, it's a killer Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Steamboat Willie, and he's like, "I'm so in," and he showed us all the photos and the movie posters he did. So that was a fun story.
Yeah, cool guy.
He's
Yeah,
so talented.
yeah,
he's great.
for sure.
And then I think my wife and I still have yet to see it, but you were also a part of another film with Daniel Roebuck called The Hail Mary, I believe.
Yeah.
How was that? Talk about completely different than what you normally see.
That was such like a whirlwind. So the Hail Mary, we had just wrapped stream, and this was like a couple months later, and they were like, they asked Mike Leavy, Daniel Roebuck asked Mike Leavy, do you know a second AD? Because our second AD, for whatever reason, like, didn't work out. And he was like, well, Jamie just first AD'd for us and basically second AD'd also because I did all of it. So she would be a good fit. And so Danny brought me on, and then their first AD dropped out. So I moved up from second AD to first AD within like a moment's notice. It was a day's notice. And it was my second movie ever that I had assistant directed. And the first one was Stream, which like again, we had a small crew for Stream. I did 1,400 different roles. I mean, all of us did. Each of us had so many different roles on that set. So like a true AD knowing like where, like what's the hard line of like the first AD's role. It was kind of like I was kind of learning on the go. Mm-hmm. But The Hail Mary was the second film I ever first AD'd, and it was such a bigger magnitude than Stream because I mean, we had, it's about football, like, you know, a football team, basically. And, you know, we had like 200 extras come in that we have to direct and like to sit in the stadium and the stands. And we had like marching bands and cheerleaders and like all of this chaos happening. So it was a big like caliber project for me at the time to take on. But Danny and I feel like have a really, really good relationship, mostly because of it now, because we got so close working together. And he has a movie coming that he's working on this summer that I'm hopefully going to be a part of with his daughter. And I love his daughter. Like, we're friends, and he's just, honestly, like, the Roebucks is like one of the best families I've met. I love that whole family. They're fantastic, really good-hearted people.
Yeah, we love this Saint Nick of Bethlehem, the Christmas movie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
It's so good.
He's so good. He's funny.
It is, yeah. He's such a character. If you do get a chance to watch The Hail Mary, I would recommend it because it's a really like moving movie. It was the first movie. It just came out. We saw it. I just took my family to see it. Was it in February or March? I don't remember. A few weeks or months ago. And it was the first movie I could take my family to see that didn't involve blood or murder.
Oh my god.
So I was like, oh my gosh, like nobody died.
Thrilled.
Nobody gets murdered. Yeah. Like, this is fantastic. It's like a nice, wholesome, like faith-based type movie.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, this is great. There's no blood. We're good. Like it's fantastic. No one's like, you know, jump roping with intestines. It's fantastic. Yeah. So.
Right. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for. Oh, Cody, you got something else?
Nope. Just wanted to say before we leave, was there anything up and coming that you have coming up that you'd like to discuss? You can tell us all.
Yeah.
I could quickly. I don't want to like take up too much time. I know you guys time crunch, but yeah. So I just finished writing a feature. It's the second feature I've written, and then I also have a pilot for a mini series that's in development right now. And I don't want to. The feature's a horror, obviously, psychological horror. Basically, a man's like descent into madness is the very broad like plot there. But the mini series I'm really excited for because I think it's something special. That's more like sci-fi thriller, like Black Mirror meets True Detective meets Silent Hill. So that one, my co-writer and I are diving deep into that one. The pilot's written, but we want to revisit it, and then we want to knock out the next 5 episodes and just kind of see what we can do. But the feature's good because it's contained, so budget-wise, it's a lot more reasonable. the miniseries, it would take place in an abandoned town in Kansas that my family owns, and so
That's cool.
to get my team down there with an abandoned town with no running water or no electricity, it might be might cost some money. So I think the feature is probably the best one to pursue first, since it's more contained. We could do it locally, and then we'll go from there. But I'm excited about both of those, and hopefully we can make something happen with them, make some movie magic.
Absolutely, that's awesome.
A good psychological horror and miniseries.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely going to be looking forward to this. But Jamie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys for having me. This was so much fun.
Adam, you want to take it out?
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, Jamie, for joining us. We appreciate it. Check out Hail Mary now. And stay tuned for Stream 2 whenever that gets out. And Terrifier 4, which should be coming out soon. And keep an eye on the Approach with Caution podcast YouTube channel for other videos. We got some good stuff coming up. So we want to thank you all for watching along. And hopefully we'll have you back on, Jamie. Thank you for coming out.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
For sure.